Hi everyone, welcome to Moonstruck for another exciting Wednesday evening for the Northern Hemisphere and Thursday midday for us Southerners. Hope you've had an exciting week, whatever you may be doing, and I hope that your soul is smiling and that you're enjoying life. If you're not, or you think that is this as good as it gets, you might need to come and have a reading or some coaching with me just to see how we can tweak some of those areas of your life so that you're maximizing your happiness and maximizing your quality of and improvement of your life. It can be challenging, but it doesn't have to be hard, consistently hard. It doesn't need to be like that. So I can certainly help you find some coping mechanisms and some really cool tools to be able to breathe through those storms a lot easier and come out the other side feeling refreshed and revitalized, as opposed to really tired and zapped of energy. So let's start this week. Now, as always, I go to my altar and have a little look and see what's happening as far as the crystals and placements are concerned. And I actually got 4 this week, and none of them are any of my typical quartz, which is very interesting. I don't mind that at all. A bit of a change. It was exciting for me too, not to have the spirit quartz or something along those lines up here with me. So I have 4, as I mentioned, Amazonite, which is a green crystal. This is about truth and honesty and about integrity and about helping you find your self-esteem and where that balance is. It's a really pretty, if you're listening and you can't see me, it's a really pretty green. Mine's a raw stone, so that means that it hasn't been polished, hasn't been, really they've dug it out of the ground, they've washed the dirt off and they've given it to me. So, and there's actually still a little bit of dirt on it, but I love it because it's such a, quite pretty. I like green anyway, as you can tell from my curtain in the background. But I like the fact that it's working with self-esteem and working with, a lot of that self-doubt and that the negative talk that we do for ourselves. It's so easy because, a lot of us, especially in my age bracket, we've had lifetimes of negative self-talk and that self-doubt and the confidence, and it can really take a beating sometimes because we start to believe the things that other people may think about us or may project upon us. And it's not really until we say that's enough and start putting our boundaries in place and start loving ourselves that we actually realise that there are labels that other people have given us. That's not who we are at our core at all. So Amazonite or Amazonite, I like Amazonite because it's amazing. Then, of course, Amethyst, who seems to be making a huge comeback with me at the moment. So this is my amethyst ball, and it looks like a crystal ball if you're more familiar with the gypsy term crystal ball. Quite large, fits in your hand. This is about purifying thoughts, which really backs up the Amazonite because it's helping us process what our thoughts are and working out how to purify them, how to wash them, how to make sure that they're the right thoughts, are the positive thoughts, and moving away from that whole negative space or that negative self-talk and doubt. So it's linked to the crown cog. So that's up on top of your head. The purple colour, it gives that away. And you can use that when you're doing spiritual work, or you can use it just when you need to meditate and just take a little bit of time out. I know that if I've got too much mental chatter going on and I can't slow it down or stop it by going to the gym or going on my motorcycle, those sorts of things, then I will always go and grab some amethyst and have a little snooze or have a meditate, if you want to call it that, but we all know that it's actually me having a snooze. The next stone is a Shiva, and it's shaped like a weird-looking egg, I suppose. It's a massive stone. It's quite heavy as well. This is about, traditionally it can be used for fertility, okay, but that I can guarantee you, unless there's another puppy coming along, that's not why it's up here. But it is recognizing the individual person that you are and the blessing that you are. So the crystals are starting to create a picture for us here, and that, talking about ourselves in an honest manner, being truthful with ourselves, standing in our integrity with how we're dealing with ourselves, making sure that we're choosing nice words and we're not beating ourselves up over things, and then recognizing how beautiful and unique we are. But this is a shiver stone, so it's brown, it's got little white, paley sort of colours to it. It's actually quite, it's not the prettiest of stones, okay, but I'm not known for having the prettiest of stones. I'm having the higher frequency stones. I like how they feel more so than how they look. So recognizing our true uniqueness and celebrating how unique we are and that we are different from everyone else, and that's okay. It'd be a very boring world full of robots if we all looked the same and we all dressed the same and we all thought the same. There'd be no growth. No one would ever grow if we all told the same stories, would they? All right, and the doozy, Labradorite. Now, the camera is not even going to do it justice. If you can, oh, there's a bit of a glimmer there. If you can get your hands on Labradorite, I like Labrador dog, but Labradorite, and just have a feel of it. It's a really lovely stone, but it's beautiful. It comes in so many different patterns and so many different styles. This is called a palm stone because it fits in your palm, so it's quite another big one. This works on releasing blockages, okay, and supports spiritual growth. So the crystals are painting the picture, and the picture is all about releasing things that no longer, suit us, or that are no longer supporting our higher self and our spiritual growth. About, tackling all those things we've just spoken about, looking at ourselves, changing the way we talk to ourselves. All those things add to our quality of life. And that's what it's all about. It's about changing our quality of life, recognizing that we're individual and celebrating the fact that we're not all robots and that we're not all the same. Let's have a look and see if there's anything comes up in the cogs. If you haven't heard me before, I call chakras cogs because we're machines. We are machines, and it's all about making sure our machines are working really well. And you're not going to believe this. I'll show it for all the viewers, but we've got the nurturing card, and that's about grounding. So this just supports, again, all of the crystals. So the take-home conversation, the take-home message, what we're doing here is really making sure that our kindness and how we look after ourselves is front of mind. So we've got through the Christmas period, we've got through Thanksgiving just before Christmas, and come through that New Year period, and we want the energy to be different. We really need the energy to be different because the last few years have been quite a struggle for so many of us. And this is about setting the tone for how we're going to be treated by others. And the best way to set that tone is obviously by making sure that we understand what love is for us and what nurturing means for us and how to be kind to ourselves. Because if we don't do it for ourselves, how on earth are we going to be able to show others how to do it? So that's the important thing. Let's have a little look here and see what the Zodiac's coming up with. Now, the Zodiac cards will give us the energy that a bulk of the people will be dealing with. Now, of course, coming up, we've got the new moon coming up in January. So 25th for us down here might be a little bit different for you guys up there. And that will be in Aquarius. So that's about freedom of expression. So this is a part where we're going, hang on a minute. This is 2020. This is my year to shine, and I want something different, and I want this, and I want that. And it's giving us that fuel along, okay? So it's really important that we break those habits of how we talk to ourselves and how we look at ourselves to be able to get that new moon and that new intention. Without an intention being put into action, you will not get results. So I could sit here all day and say, oh, I want to win the lotto. Oh, I want to have more money. Oh, but unless I actually go out there and buy a lotto ticket and do that action to give the universe an opportunity to bring that result to me, I'm not going to win the lotto. If I sit here and never buy a lotto ticket, it will never happen, no matter how many times I try to manifest it. Someone might give me some of their money, but it's not going to be my lotto win because I haven't created the action. That's what life's all about, creating the action. Let's have a look. What else are we doing here? Oh, it's split in three. It's a nice balance for us to think about, and it's transformational. Oh, I really like it when they're like this. Okay. Once you've got the hang of how to talk to yourself and you're starting to get the results, because when you're kind to yourself is kind to you, okay? It's a two-pronged approach. Then you start transforming. And that's when you start getting on your spiritual awareness and your spiritual journey, which is the Amazonite, okay? Then there's the Virgo energy around. So it's very I need to make sure that all these things are in line. I need to make sure my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted, that sort of attitude, okay? And the new moon in Aquarius will fuel that along. It'll push you a little bit because, you're not the boss of me. It'll be that kind of attitude, okay? So that's what you can expect. Pisces energy is coming in as well, which means that backing up those crystals, backing up that nurturing card for your cog in that earthy, nurturing feeling as well that comes along with it, and softening your approach. So even though that Aquarius will be giving you the come on, let's go, and Pluto's we're ready to transform, and Amazonite saying we've got this, we can do it. You've also got to be kind and compassionate to yourself while those results are coming through for you, okay? Otherwise, you will give up. And when you give up, you put that intent out there and you do that action, but then you don't have the belief in that action, and the results won't come. It is sounds tricky, but it's not. If you're not doing the work, you won't reap the rewards. It's very cut and dry like that, I suppose you could say. All right, let's get these off to the side. And we'll see if we can take a caller. Oh, we've got Shauna from Elizabethtown in Kentucky. Hello, Shauna.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
Decent.
Right, what can I do for you, Shauna?
I was hoping that we could, I kind of would like to be able to connect with my brother. The 19th made 2 years that he had passed. Been having a really hard time with it. Just answers and questions, but just like whatever you're drawn to for me.
Okay. Been a hard road. Do you get are you getting pain in your right arm? I feel like it could be, when I start getting things like this, it could sometimes be symbolic. So they want me to know that you're hanging on to things, and that's why my arms are hurting. So do you actually get the physical pain, or is this being symbology for me?
Well, both. I mean, it's mental and physical sometimes where, I hurt. Like,
okay. What's your brother's name?
Ernie.
What was your brother's name, sorry?
Ernie.
Ernie. Okay. Interestingly, I picked up a crystal, and the crystal is the Amazonite, which is all about the the seeing things as they are, and being able to understand the process in things, and the I suppose getting the clear picture, okay, on what's going on. Was he not very well? It seemed like it was just over in a heartbeat that he passed. Like it feels like it was wrong. It shouldn't have happened. It was just too quick. What was going on there?
COD.
I beg your pardon?
COD.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's just not. And you're left to that struggle. You've got so many unanswered questions, you poor little thing. And when I tune into you, I can feel my voice breaking. So it was like look, I'm just going to tell you what comes through, okay? And I'm really sorry if it sounds a bit direct, but
okay.
I think I need to tell you exactly how it comes through so you can get that clarity. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm getting a pushed envelope. So he pushed things too far. This wasn't the first time that he had done drugs. There were a few things going on for him. He really, he felt so disconnected from so many things. I don't think he realised how connected he was. That's the strange thing. It's almost like his energy was distant but beautiful. So it's like kind of like an introvert trying to be an extrovert and not really understanding how that balance works. And my heart is on fire. It feels like I've got this really intense indigestion, and it's just not I mean, when I tune into your energy, it's just such a grief energy, and your grief is in the bottom up to the mid-range of your heart. If you could sort of picture around your boob area. But his pain in his chest is coming right in the middle of my chest, almost like it's going to bounce out of my sternum area in between my boobs, if I can paint that picture for you. It's really, he had been around other people during that time. I'm just trying to picture it. He's going really fast for me, and he's trying to get me to get everything in alignment. Look, I don't think it was a deliberate thing. I don't think that, even though he felt disconnected from, I'm going to say life, he felt a bit misunderstood, not really, the life of the party, but not. Does that make sense to you? It's just, he's out of balance there somewhere. I'm just going to try to get another little feel on him. It's almost, it wasn't supposed to happen. And he knows that it wasn't supposed to happen. When people pass away, they let go of all of the human stuff, okay? So don't feel that he's in any anguish or in any pain or he's been punished or anything crazy like that. That is not how it works, okay? They pass and they release all that burden. They become light, okay? Physically, mentally, and emotionally light. But he was a shock for him because it's almost like he didn't expect that to happen. I think he just pushed it too far, and it was just not the right outcome this time.
We had lost our mother a year before.
Goodness me. How old was he, can I ask? Sorry? He feels like older than what his body is. I don't know whether he was youngish or just young-minded, just, not childish, okay? I don't mean that, but childlike, playful, not really. It just doesn't, There's a lot of contradictions about your brother, I have to say, in nice ways, though. Just when you think you've understood him, he pulls something else out of the bag, and he's rushing from one thing to another, trying to show me a whole bunch of things that he was doing and that he had on the hop, and that, just so he could paint the picture so you know that it was him coming through. But his mind is blown. He's showing, I don't know if you can see me, but I'm doing that jazz hand out of my brain because I don't think he had any idea that this was going to be the outcome at all. He just pushed it too far. Have you got something? You've got a picture of him just inside the hallway, just inside the front door or something? Have you got some picture there of him? Oh, I think I've lost Shauna. I think I've lost her. Oh, how disappointing. Shauna, if you're still listening, please reach out to me and we can have another look and make sure that everything's okay for you, and to see what happens from there, okay? All right. My goodness, it's the interesting thing that comes through when you do medium work is if they've got a lot to say, they will say a lot. If they don't have a lot to say, they won't. It's very much, oh, she's still here. Shauna, I'm having trouble hearing you, my darling. Got you.
Yes, I lost connection.
Oh, dear. Okay. All right. We might swap from your brother to you just for a little while, because you really, do you understand now that he didn't see that this was coming and that there's nothing that anyone could have done to prevent this? Do you understand that part?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just have you got a?
We had a. Well, we had a fuss about a year and a half, about a year after my mother had passed, and me and him didn't talk really, and I kind of had a lot of guilt because
Okay.
I didn't get to tell him that I loved him, and I wanted to know.
Yeah. You know, it makes it the heartbreaking. Whoops, sorry, I got a little bit emotional then. The heartbreaking thing about these scenarios is that you can't. Your brother already knows that everything is okay. Okay, but as humans, still being here, still being on Earth, it's really hard to come to terms with how our last words were, or our last argument, or our last fight, or the fact that we didn't say I love you. Or when spirit passes, they already know those things because you talk to them, and you've talked to your brother and you've told him that you were sorry and that you wish things were different. And the argument and your mum passing and the whole scenario had nothing to do with what happened to your brother. I know that it feels to you like it's all linked, but it's absolutely not. He's it's just an awful situation for you because you're the one left grieving so deeply and so profoundly for passing of two pivotal people in your life, and it's really it's a difficult situation for you.
Yeah. Well,
Have you got a picture of him just inside your doorway? He keeps taking me to your front door, and he's opening the door for you or for me to go in. And he's showing me pictures on the wall. So do you have pictures in the hallway just inside your front door, on the wall just inside your front door?
right when you come in my door, I've got his urn to the right, and I've got pictures of my kids and my mom on my wall.
Okay. So it's important
That
that
I'm looking at
he
right
still
now.
sees. Yeah. Okay. All right. So he knows. Just I know that you've spent a lot of time talking to both of them, and in particular your brother. But he hears you. So just keep talking to him. Keep working through that. Um, he really he's released all that earthbound disappointment or anger or hurt or whatever he was going through. He released all of that, and I'd really love for you to be able to work on recreating the beautiful memories and recreating the lovely stories that you have with your brother and your mum, and you know there's nothing that you could have done to change the outcome for this situation, this scenario. It's just awful for you. My heart absolutely bleeds for you, Shauna. It's terrible. When you go to bed this evening, it's about 8 o'clock, I think, if I've done my maths right. When you go to bed this evening, call on your brother and say, you know, come and talk to me. I need you to let me know that everything is okay. And he will come to you. He will talk to you because he comes and visits you all the time. Okay, so you'll get little snippets of his smell, or you'll feel like someone's in the room with you. That's your brother. He hasn't strayed too far away. Okay, he's not. Everything just happened so fast when he passed. He didn't realise that was going to take place. Okay, it's just a really unfortunate scenario for you to be in, and I'm absolutely terribly sorry. I think talking to him at night time will also help release some of the grief that you have around just little things in life, like going to sleep and being able to have your loved ones around. He's still got that. Your mum's still got that. They just have it in a different form now. It's a different frequency. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, my darling. I'm very, very sorry, Shauna. I hope that I've given
Thank
you
you
a
so
little
much.
bit of comfort. You keep talking to him, okay? He likes where he's sitting in your home.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. All my love to you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness. It's really difficult when you get reads like that because you try to disconnect so much because you try to do that professional job and just remain professional, and your heart is just breaking because you can feel everything that they're going through, and I'm here because of technology, but I really sometimes being in the same room so you can wrap your arms around someone and let them know that everything will be all right. Um, there's such a profound moment in healing of each other when that happens. So, yeah, I don't think this part of my job ever gets any easier, but I wouldn't want it any other way. All right, we're almost at the end of our segment, and thank you very much, Shauna, and all of the listeners and all of the viewers for tuning into my segment Insights by Johnita Francis. You can catch me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel which has got lots of my private stuff as well as Moonstruck TV replays on there as well. So if you do miss, you can always catch me there. Once again, have a beautiful week ahead, and I will see you very soon next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. I'm always available for coaching and mentoring and also soul transformation packages. So I do astrology, readings, channeling. I go all over Australia doing readings as well, mediumship. So if you're interested in getting a private reading, please do reach out to me on my website, www.insightsbyjanita.com, or feel free to chase me up on Facebook and send me a message. Thanks very much for your time. We'll see you again soon. Take care.